Georgia versus Texas, and Kirby versus Sark. Georgia versus Texas for the third time in a calendar year. Like we've seen this movie now, and if you watch the movie, man, it's kind of like that movie, like Dumb and Dumber, and all those movies you watched back in the day. You kind of seen the ending. You've seen the credits, and if you've listened to Georgia's just Kirby Smart's sound bites after the game, like how do you not want to run through a wall? And just him talking about, yeah, you can have money, but you got to have people that are willing to go to deep waters. Like, we're going to take people to deep waters and see if they'll swim. Like, and that's exactly what it looked like. Now, here's the thing. I think people are going to say, hey, it was a beatdown. It was. I think that was the only way that you probably eliminated Texas from the playoff, because a beatdown is different than a close game. Like, they played another good team and they got smoked. So if you're going to ask for Texas to make the playoff, I think that becomes a lot more difficult now. But here's what I want to say first and foremost about Arch. Arch was not the problem in this football game early. Like, he was absolutely not the problem. The pace was pretty good. I love what Sark did coming out, getting him up to the line of scrimmage before the 15-second mark so he can talk to him, tell him where to go with the football, and it's the game plan you've seen from Texas. Get it out. They had a little success running the football early, which I thought was pretty daggum impressive for Texas. And the first drive was going great until the same flipping things that bit Texas all day bit them on that first drive. What happened? Offsides, a penalty. First of many penalties. I think they had 5 or 6 in the first quarter, and it continued. Inopportune times. Next, throw it to Wingo, coming across the formation, right to his face. Arch puts it right on him. He drops the ball, wide open. Again, receivers for Texas. Catching the football was a problem. Their tight end dropped a pass. Like, they spread the wealth a little bit. Inopportune times. And then they kind of turned it around and they started catching the ball, and then Arch made a few mistakes. He didn't play, elite by any stretch, but I thought his surrounding cast continued to not help him out, man. Like, we talked about going into this game and how he had to play like Superman. That's why we picked Georgia, and we thought it would be at least a 7-point game and pretty comfortable, was because he has to play so great. And he can't help it if his line's holding consistently and they can't get lined up and his receivers drop passes. Those aren't on him. Now, some of the passes later in the game, sure, he was not great. He was not the usual typical self that we're accustomed to seeing. But this was more about Georgia, man. Like, this is more about Georgia, who they are, what they are. And there's a couple of things in this game. When it started, I was like, okay, like, Gunner and Bobo together are just great. Like, this is just a good couple. Like, this works well. It's a good mashup. And I think Gunner and has gotten better and improved. And I've seen it, man. Like, if you go watch the touchdown to Noah Thomas when they run the jerk route, like, he sticks his foot in the ground, he cuts. Gunner used to throw a football kind of like a crow hop in baseball. When you watch an outfielder, he would kind of jump and crow hop and throw it. Like, it was a long delivery, kind of Tebow-esque, like really, really long, elongated, take too much time. Well, you go back and watch that play, man. It's a simple turn of the shoulder, boom, flick the wrist. And that's where I think Gunner's getting better and better. The ability to get the ball out quicker, the ability to layer the football down the field. Like, you saw the throw to Humphreys where he takes something off it with the fake screens. I thought Texas was really ready for Branch. I thought they tackled him well. I thought they stopped the run game. And I thought Texas did a good job. Where the game was at, really, I thought Texas was going to get ran out of the building. I think some of you Longhorns did too. Like, I thought it was about to get ugly in a hurry. Georgia was executing. Georgia was more physical. Everything was working on all cylinders. And then all of a sudden, the brakes got pushed. Texas got a few stops, stopped the bleeding. Georgia's defense, it's going this way. Like, it's going that direction. DeMello Jones at corner is really playing good football. If you haven't seen him for Georgia, he's doing a great job in the run game, in the pass game. I love the physicality in the run game more than anything. But you got other guys, Zayden Walker and Elijah Griffin, who are true freshmen who are out there making plays in that kind of a game, which is crazy to be able to see it. But I thought that Kirby got exceptionally conservative before the first half. And I literally at one point, I was like, man, I don't like this. Because Kirby knew it was 14-3, and Kirby knew he was getting the ball back at the half. and he had the football, and instead of going full throttle, it was like, run the football, play conservative. We know we're getting the ball next regardless. We got a real chance, put points on the board. Got a little bit conservative. I'm sitting there going, we've seen this movie. Don't do it. Don't get conservative. I don't like conservative Kirby. And then all of a sudden we saw psycho Kirby. Like we saw go crazy Kirby. Like, Wes, you were at the game, weren't you? Didn't you go to the game?
Yeah, I wanted to point out a couple things. So the drops for Texas, I was watching them. They were warming up in the side of the stadium. We were sitting in kind of behind that end zone, and they had a lot of drops in pregame warmups. It was notable. And also coming into the game, I believe Texas was the fourth most on average penalized team in all of college football. So you saw some things like some trends from the season, and then trends last night. I was like, I don't know if I want to text my group chat just yet and say, hey, I'm noticing this, but it kind of played out that way. And that the energy of Kirby going conservative, you could kind of feel the pucker factor in the stadium. It was getting a little bit of anxious energy in there, but it definitely felt like before Psycho Kirby showed up, I know Texas was probably doing some great. I mean, that's a good defense.
It's a really good defense.
Things to confuse Gunner, I think, in the RPO and some of his decision making, and with the pick as well. But it did feel like if Georgia wanted to, they could push it more, and they did, and you saw it happen.
Yeah, can ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Psycho Kirby. Like, I can get behind this guy. Like, 4th and 1 on your own side of the field. Like, Kirby 2 years ago, Kirby 2 months ago, your defense is playing really, really good. 4th and 1, I'm going to punt it. I'm going to play defense. No. We got Psycho Kirby now. Like, unbelievable job. Freaking love it, man. Come out. And how about the call? Fake dive fast. Like, literally, you see that play. It's the play that Bama clinched the game on against Georgia. And you see it all over the place. A quick fake, roll your QB, dump it in the flat, or he can run it. Like, it's got a good option off of it. But you stay super aggressive. You put that pedal down. And then you go, that was after Cash Jones puts the wrong hand out. He didn't stretch his hand out. Like, he stretched his regular palm out, which was a little bit of a mistake to cause the 4th and 1. But then you get 4th and 5 from the 50. And this was the one I really loved. I really love this one because you have a clear plan of what you want to do. Come out there. Gunner's hard count is ridiculous. It's so good because that clap is piercing. Like, you can hear it on television. They have a plan. Bam. Texas jumps off sides. Deep ball. Find Noah Thomas. And Noah Thomas is coming the heck on for Georgia. Like, that big sucker. Like, it feels like all I do is catch touchdowns now. It feels like Chris Carter, right? Like, that's just what he does now. And he adds another one to the ledger. That's 3 in 2 weeks. But they throw a jump ball to his 6'5" receiver down the field, get a PI, which should have been a PI. They took it off the board. But you had a plan. You drew him off sides. You get the automatic first down. You go down the field and score. And you're like, man, that's how you play football. That's how you put the hammer down. That's how it should be done. Loved every single stinking part of it. And you want to put a cherry on the sundae? Like, you want to take Psycho Kirby a little step further? Let's go with an onside kick. Really? Like, complete control of the football game. Making the right decisions, pushing the right buttons. And then you go onside? Stop it. You go onside, and that play has been practiced ad nauseum because that thing was dink, dink. Cash Jones says, I know where this is bouncing. And these kickers have gotten that good, man. They can put so much spin on the football with their foot. Like, they can make it bounce a certain way. And that thing bounces right up. Cash Jones catches it, and the ball game's over. And I just think that if you're a Georgia fan, man, you think about where this season started and where you were and all the question marks about Gunner. Realistic, by the way. After 2 weeks, I had them. Like, guilty. I had a bunch of them. But you watch the way they keep developing and they keep growing. And Bobo and Gunner keeps improving. Like, this offense is a problem because you're going to have a couple of facets to win. Like, Texas did a really good job stopping the run. Well, you got the QB run game that came in that's a little bit annoying. And then you got the screen game that you got to play for. And then you got the deep ball, and you got the organization. You got all these things that are just a little bit of a problem for you. And Georgia's doing this. But I think the most important thing is you watch one of these teams live in the deep end of the pool. And that's Georgia. Like, they live in the deep end. They're okay with physical. They are okay with hard. And you got guys on that defensive side of the football, man, rushing the passer better, playing better. The C.J. Allen injury is something that needs to be taken into account moving forward, because he's such a pivotal. He's the best linebacker in the SEC, probably, especially, middle linebacker. He's leads the league in tackles per game. Like, he's a big deal. He's banged up. They said a knee. I don't know how long that will be. So they've lost some pieces along the way, but they're playing physical. They're playing hungry. They're playing discipline. You look up and Texas has like 7 or 8 penalties at one point. Georgia has one. And the guys that stepped in for CJ Allen, when you see Wilson out there running around, like, Wilson was really, really good. Cole was really, really good. Like, and again, you're asking them to play new positions sometimes while you shift 2 or 3 people around while you're playing with CJ Allen, and then DeMello Jones, like we talked about, and Zayden Walker, the freshman. Like, you're just starting to see different players make plays on different parts of the field. But what continues to happen for Georgia, and what continues Georgia to be a great chance and a hard out for anybody, is the physicality on the defensive line. They don't get to the quarterback at an elite level, but ain't nobody run the football on Georgia yet. Nobody's run the football on them. And you're going to have to run the football on them and not let them get too creative. But somebody's going to have to find a way to do that. They've been great up front with that. And on the other side of the ball, it's the body blows, man. Because they didn't train this offseason. All Georgia talked about this offseason was running the football. They practiced running the football consistently over and over again, like ad nauseum, pounding each other. And then, because they said, that's not going to happen. Like, we're not going to be questioned on the line of scrimmage this year. And they ain't questioned. And they got a bunch of backs that can rotate in and out. And I love what Kirby said about the C.J. Allen injury, too, when he talked about it. He said, we got other guys that practice, too. We got other guys that have been here practicing, and so we'll give them a chance. But, Georgia's completely changed, their identity and who they are throughout the season with the throw game and building this thing around Branch. But the point of running the football, we talked about, this is coming into the season. That last season for Georgia running the football was the worst season since I was in school. So that's a long time. There's some gray in this hair for a reason. Okay. So it's been a hot minute. So to see them get that answered and to watch Kirby in the press conference, just go watch the press conference. Like, if you want to run through a wall and you want to see a coach that you're like, yeah, I want to play for him. Like, go watch Kirby's press conference, and you'll leave there with your hair sticking up, and you'll probably run through the wall and have to get that drywall fixed, because that's kind of their identity. They found their identity. They found who they are. And I'm not sure who wants to see that, especially when it's a little later in the season. It's a little bit cooler. Like, that ain't a fun matchup. So Georgia hitting on all cylinders.